Don't blink, it's your blink local commercial. You guys are doing well because they're having a wonderful day on this 4th September 2025. It is 12:20 a.m. We finished about 12 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, finished Prison Break. We watched the entire fourth season. As I said, I'm not gonna be watching I'm not gonna be watching the whatchamacallit. I'm not gonna be watching the second. Oh my god. See, we're on a website that I'm not supposed to be, which is streaming, and they're giving me stupid stuff. Yeah, so we're back. As I mentioned, we finally finished Prison Break. We finished at 12:10, so extremely, extremely, extremely happy. This is the last day. Also, just to let you guys know, this I'm gonna do it mute because I don't want to hear it. There's a little bit of a problem. It's not a big deal, but it's a little bit of a problem. The little bit of a problem is I'm gonna try my best. But it might break on us. So I'm possibly gonna be in the middle of doing my recap, and then oops, middle of the recap, like yeah, guess what? This show is not available anymore. So it is definitely a possibility. However, let's stay positive. Why am I not watching season 5? Okay, so I made sure, right? And turns out that season 5 was filmed in 2017. What's that problem? Well, Prison Break finished in 2008. You understand? Okay, so now we have I don't remember where we were. I don't remember. I think it's 20. I think it's 20. We'll remember as it's if we're doing this, there's 20, 21, 22, 23, 25. 25, 22, 23, 24. Sorry about this. Okay. So as I mentioned, yes, this is where we were. By the way, guys, oh my god, we finished. I have never worked so hard for a recap. I have never worked so hard. Now, tomorrow we're starting Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I feel like Brooklyn Nine-Nine is gonna be a bit easier because it's a comedy. Prison Break, how can I put this? Prison Break is a bit easier because you just have to remember what it is. And Prison Break is easier to make okay, let's put it like that. Prison Break is an easier show because it has more narrative, right? But you have to remember, like, for example, something that happened in season 1. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is more of a comedy, and like, oh, I found this really funny. I found this is a cool plot. I like this episode a little less. So, no question about that. Again, we're whispering because it is 12:30. Why am I not go inside? I'm gonna spend the whole winter inside, so fuck that. Okay, so Michael and Lincoln get together, realize that the mom set them up. This is bad because they're completely stuck. Chances are I'm not gonna remember most of this because this was 3 hours ago, right? The crazy thing is Lincoln my apologies. Almost forget my bottle of water. The funniest thing is Lincoln goes in, and Lincoln is, how can I say this? You know what? I have another ID for videos. Very productive today. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. Okay, notes. Good. So after a week, do a break day, full Lord of the Ring marathon. Have fun, play the tower, record a lot, do clips. Yeah, there you go. This is gonna be in a week because after that I'm so exhausted. I'm working hard. Lincoln just left. He's the only one of the four that didn't know that this was a setup, right? So this is why they're blocked. But the problem is he's blocked with Michael, the two main character, if you will. Um, the last news was that the general, the whole thing was making Scylla public. The whole thing was like, yo, there's this literal, what do we call it? There's this literal, reveal. Yo, we have Scylla. We had Scylla for a while. You want to take advantage of it? You have to buy it, right? Now, here's the cool part. Gemma is there, and you see, Teabag is the only one that's kind of there for him, and it's a case of. It's not a case of we're here for him. It's more so a case of this is a situation that I can take advantage of the situation, and I'm Teabag, so I'm gonna do what I need to do, and you ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do shit, bro. Which is something I kind of like. Listen, it's the governor. It's not Michael. It's not Lincoln. We don't care. So now every single door is just locked. So they don't know what to do, and we're trying to run away, right? And this is kind of cool because there's no way out. They're at the floor. The stairs are locked. They're on the floor, and it's a big hotel. So all they have to do is find the floor at which they are, but they cannot run away and they can't do anything. She is happy because what she's trying to do is. So basically, what they're trying to do is she's trying to say that the Chinese were behind it. Oh no, it was India behind it. They're trying to blame geopolitics, but geopolitics have nothing to do with it. Because they're trying to say, oh my god, where are the enemies? Oh my. I dropped something. Did I drop it here? No, the light is not good enough. What did I drop? I dropped a chopstick. Is that important? Not really, but it is because I like to eat ramen with chopstick. And we're gonna be eating ramen tomorrow. Thank you, you did good. You did good, fair friend. You put them in the wrong place, but you took care of it. Here is better, right? It's better. And I'm even gonna put this closer to the light. That way you're seeing me. Sounds good? Sounds delightful. I have to check. Tomorrow's supposed to rain, so I'm gonna have to put this in. Right. So yeah, so they're trying to make it seem like there are enemies everywhere, but they're not. Nando reached out to say, hey, what happened? Is still available. Again, this is kind of blurry for me because I just watched today. I swear to God. Today we're at season 4, episode 10. We watched 14 episodes in one day, so it's a bit harder to realize. Again, Don is trying to pull rank. Don doesn't have a lot of cards to this game, but he pulls rank a lot. It's like, hey, I'll have your job, blah 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 blah. And this is kind of a shame thing because it's not the smart thing to do. We know that Sarah is now under captive of the mother of the brothers. Why? Because she was supposed to take care of her. Mahone is one that saved her. Mahone, time and time again, he comes in clutch. Mahone is an MVP of a lot of things. He doesn't act in Primordial, but he is. Now this is important, right? This guy, son, was killed, and he thinks that the Chinese are behind it. So this guy, he wants war. So here is completely different. The first guy that she went to see, the mom of Schofield, I don't remember her name. We'll call her Mother Bitch, because she's not nice. Mother Bitch comes in, and she's like, I want to sell it to you. And the first person looks like a decent person. He looks like a decent person. He doesn't look like he's going to be using Scylla for something wrong. This guy, however, he lost his son. And he's like, well, if I can use this as a weapon, I'm going to be using it as a weapon. I want vengeance, right? And she's like, oh, well, I lost my son too. I understand how you feel. But she didn't do. She didn't do. So then she's trying to sell it. There's a really cool thing. I love this. I'm gonna miss this show. Now that it's done. Lincoln is reminding himself of good moments because he thinks this is the end. Lincoln's like, don't worry, we got this. Michael is like, don't worry, we got this. The police are like, hey, we got everybody. Don't worry about it. See, there you go. So the general, which is kind of smart, he's guessing what the plan of the mother does. He's like, and they're trying to frame China for killing the Indian Prime Minister's son. So this is gonna create another war, right? And in this case, the mother is when I first started the whole mother things, I wasn't sure who was the bad guy, her or the general. They're both cruel, they're both mean, but the mom is a bit worse. Now, this is complex because you're mixing emotion with facts. The mother is worse because she did abandon Michael and Lincoln. Simple as that, right? But actually, is she the worst? I believe so. You can believe something else, I don't know. So Michael is able to force a lock, and he's able to do something. You know what he does? They take all of this cleaning supplies and do little bombs, which is really cool. So they have a little bit of air freshener. Air freshener contains CO2. The CO2 is going to be the part that allows. So you can take whipped cream and you can let it on fire. This stirs CO2. So it does mini bombs, which is, I gotta say, kind of cool. When I say kinda, I mean very, very cool. I mean, I wouldn't have thought about that. So the fact that the boys thought about that, kudos, boys. So they go in. Cypher once again, and it's funny because Cypher is he's looking for the brother too, right? But here's a guy this guy is awesome. This guy goes in and he's like, yo, I'm not afraid of your rank. I know you're, I don't know who you are, but I'm a high rank. And it's funny because for him to know that is possibly a corrupted cuff, but still, him and Don fight. It's a okay scene. It's not the best fighting scene, but it's an okay fighting scene. Don gets his hand on a knife and kills him. Michael is able to. This is really cool. He's able to open a door and even cuts the alarm. So that's really, really, really cool. They goes in, and then what they do is, there you go. This is so cool. They goes in, right? And what they do is they write a whole trolley of paper so toilet paper, which is gonna burn, is gonna touch the can of air freshener, which is gonna be exploding, right? So right away, what happened is it explodes, and it's a big explosion. However, what the guy do? They steal the uniform of the cops, and like, hey, we're good. But sadly, they get caught. Even more sadly, the guy that was pretending to be a priest, this guy, comes up and says, hey, you're gonna give me the prisoner, right? And back with the general. General comes in, Mahone is there. It's super insane. Lincoln is there, Michael is there. Mahone tells Michael, listen, Sarah is free, but Christina, your mom, she escaped also. So this is kind of the general's like, hey, you failed us. And Lincoln's like, no, you set us up. Which he did set us up, right? So this is insane. This is so cool. The general is such an asshole, but I like the way he does. So they all had something to lose. The general all had a card against them. So he puts a name in the bowl, and he draws. He draws a name, and this guy's gonna pay for everybody. So the name that he draws is Self. So what does he do? He takes Self and he kills his wife. As simple as that. Safe, he managed to escape. He managed to escape from to jumping in the water, but he gets shot. So sadly, this is pretty much it. There you go. He just transferred $750 million to buy Scylla. So the guy who thought that another country killed his son now has a humongous weapon, and that humongous weapon will be used. And the mother of the boys, she's like, "Oh, cool, I got my money," you know. So yeah, I think she's the worst person. Not by much, but she is. And it's kind of powerful here. It's kind of really powerful storytelling. You put in the two bad guys, scene after scene. Did the general do something? Absolutely, yes. Did the mother do something? Absolutely. 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 What the mom did was horrible. What the general did was horrible, but it's much less than what the mom did. So in comparison, general, you fail. I'm happy we are 12:30 and it's not gone. Teabag is a badass here. Teabag is a badass because he protects the general. Is like, I'm this right-hand man. I'm the one of the MVP here. And the general's like, I can only trust Teabag here. Which is also super, super insane. Now, the brothers know that the mother, this is an important scene. The brothers, okay, so here it is. The boys know that the mother is a bad guy. So then they're gonna go after her. Now, here is the truth. I think they want to go against the general, but they realize that the general is gonna be way harder to get than the mom, right? So the first to kill is the mom. And this is actually pretty good. We find Safe is still alive there, which is kind of important. And yeah, Teabag is trying to go to the colonel. And guess what he does? Teabag is amazing. He said, he tell the general. The general's like, I don't like this. Michael, I don't have leverage against Michael. He went away. Teabag's like, you have the girlfriend. And the general's like, no, I don't know where the girlfriend is. So it's like, while you were talking, I went to see Mahone GPS, and I found out. And you know what he does? The general's like, you're super useful, Teabag. Prove that you're useful to get a promotion. So this is super cool. So what they do is the mom got a transfer. So she goes to the bank to get a transfer. But the boys, they go in. And what did they do? What did they do? What did they do? What did they do? They take Scylla. They take Scylla from the mom's head. Lincoln is becoming a pretty good shooter. He's protecting both himself and Michael, which is kind of crazy, isn't it? So now the crazy thing is now the process for the public lynching of Lincoln and Michael is back. It's like, oh dude, these guys are horrible, horrible. Teabag goes back to get Sarah, and he kidnaps her, which is kind of crazy. Because he's like, yo, I just need you to cooperate. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. Which is kind of important. Michael and this is really good. Michael and Mahone get Scylla. But Lincoln is left behind. Now, here's the thing. You don't see Lincoln get shot, but you see him with a gun that's empty. So he doesn't really have a chance. So here it is. This is gonna be insane. The mom's like, I have your brother, and if you don't come, I'm gonna kill him. And he's like, no mom, please. So she takes a gun and she shoots Lincoln, which is not her son. And she's like, hey, you have 5 hours until he dies. Which is insane. Why? Because the second episode, the next episode is Michael's choice. You know that Teabag, okay, so you know, good news, we still have it. to have it. Might be able to pull it off, guys. I might be able. Episode 21. I got 21, 22, 23, 24. It'll take me an hour and a half still. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Am I still uploading? We're still uploading. Oh, dude. Okay, good. Good. We did good. Yeah, I tried to upload like YouTube Studio. It's so slow. YouTube, it's like way better. I don't know why. So the second episode is Michael Choice. Okay, so Teabag has Sarah. Teabag is working for the general, right? The mom has Lincoln, and Lincoln is the brother of Michael. So Michael's choice is basically, who are you choosing, your brother or your wife? Oh my god, wait, it's not his wife, it's his girlfriend. If you ask me, the choice is pretty simple. I choose Scylla, I choose the money. Fuck those two. So yeah, so it's so sad because now Michael and Mahone are together, and there's only that. And then, you know what's insane? The name of the episode is Michael's Choice, right? But they literally have Pam. So what happened with Pam's choice? So this is kind of sad. This is really, really sad. Okay, so she asks him, she tells him, hey, look at you, you're a loser compared to Michael. You had the same parents, you had the same environment. Why can't you be more like him? And Lincoln says, because my mom's a bitch, which was kind of funny. I have to say, it made me chuckle. Haha. She tells him, don't you understand? Michael already knows that you guys are not even related. Maybe that's why he doesn't care about what's going on with you. Maybe that's why he's not there right now. Which honestly is pretty disgusting, but hey. So we have the general with Sarah, and actually being pretty nice. Why is he being pretty nice? Well, because he has Sarah, right? The mom of Michael shot Lincoln. General didn't shoot. They didn't shoot Sarah. Now the thing is, the general never intended to have Sarah be free, you know. So this is kind of weird. Now, there's the thing that I don't like. Teabag, who has such a nice character evolution. Teabag, who came from so far, does this one thing, and he gives the pockets. He take my pockets. Why did he do that? That's what he did in Fuck River. So, what happened to Cole Pfeiffer? What happened to years of evolving? It doesn't work. Michael is making an explosive, and there's a really good scene between Michael and Mahone, which is basically like, yo, by the way, before we continue, I'm so sorry. I should have done this at the beginning of the video. How did I feel about season 4 ending? I felt like it was a great ending. I thought it was super nice. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really well executed too. It's weird because there is ending A, which is season 4, episode 22. There's an ending there, and then there's ending B. Ending B because there's still something there. So it is kind of weird, isn't it? It is kind of weird. But hey, what do I know? I made a mistake. Oh shit. Gonna be right back. I made a mistake. It's not the biggest mistake, but it's a small mistake. We took the batteries and we didn't do correctly. Don is back in hospital and he's being treated. Now here's a good thing. Don meets assholes that are bigger assholes than him. Oh, that's not here, right? So they go to the dock, right? And there's a meeting between Michael's mom and Michael. Michael, we know that he was making explosive. He used them right away. So homemade explosives are fireworks and Vaseline. Go figure. But there's a guy that saw Michael and say, I know there's this guy we just saw. Okay, so technically speaking, right? There was a so I'm not saying, which is kind of important, but it's only important. It's not okay. it's not important in the grand scheme of things, but it's important in certain cases. So it's important in a case where, you know, the attack at the consulate. Well, they're pinning it on Michael and Lincoln, so everybody's hating them now. We had a cool scene with Sucre. Sucre, who's like in Chicago, he got followed, and somebody is behind him, and they tell him, and this is really really good. Sucre is being followed. There's a car that parks behind him, and the car parks behind him, and it's like, well, you figure out who it is. It's C Note, who just came in back, which is really fucking cool. The C Note coming back, I didn't see it, but C Note released another character, and I didn't really see it. I feel bad that we don't do season 5, but you saw how hard I worked this last week, right? You see how much of a bitch this mom is. She treats her kids like shit. And the worst thing is, she treats Michael better than she treats Lincoln, but she still treats him like shit. So, is it much, much better? No. Is it a little bit better? It's a little bit better. C Note is there. And C Note is like, yo, my whole, whatchamacallit, my whole, freedom was behind me snitching for Mahone, but Mahone ended up in sauna. And because he ended up in sauna, they didn't have a chance to really. How can I say this? Okay, so let's say, okay, let's put it like this, right? Put it like this. Mahone had crimes that he could have been going to jail in USA, but he went to Panama, so he got in jail. But he didn't pay for the crime that he committed in prison in USA. This is it. So because Mahone was gone, there was no longer a deal for C Note. So the deal fell off, and C Note had to be like, yo, I kind of have to. I'm risking jail again. So what he does is he asks Sucre like, yo, where do you know where your brother are? And the great thing is, Sucre is like, I can't believe you, man. Those guys did so much for you. Why you're still trying to betray them? And the C Note is like, no. I know this guy, and this guy, I can trust him. You can trust him. He is a player. He's not a punk. And you realize who it is. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's Kellerman. And the return of Kellerman is such a beautiful thing. We're going to talk about why Kellerman... Okay, so we're going to talk about why Kellerman is such a good character when we see him. So we got this guy who comes in to interrogate. Look at this. I want you to look at this guy carefully. Okay, so this is Don, right? This is Don, right? So you're gonna tell me who this guy is. You're gonna tell me who this... Yes, who is this guy? If you said Ethan from Lost, can I fucking hug you? Because you're awesome. You're awesome. So now what he does is... This is insane. So they're threatening him, and they say, you know what? You're a disgrace agent. You betrayed your country. We don't have pity for you. If we do, we can do whatever we want. What's gonna stop us? We're kind of the bureau, right? We're the highest ranking police authority force. However, that's not the worst. There's a guy from the agency that comes in after, which is really funny. Banerjee is back with the mom of Michael, and he wants to buy it. So he's like, yo, what am I doing? I don't know what to do. Now, we know that they have Sarah, and this is the craziest thing. The general tells Michael, listen, you know who's next to Sarah now? It's Bagwell. You know Bagwell, you remember T-Bag? You don't want him to be next to your wife. It's like, oh, I need more time. It's like, no, you get an hour. Right? And it's really, really cool. And what she does, which is really good, is, why did she sell them out? He said an office and a desk, which means that he still wants to be co-Pfeiffer. I have this mosquito bite on my right cheeks, and it hurts like a bitch. And she's like, do you really think they're gonna have a uneducated rapist working for them? It's like, don't try. So now what he does is he talks about how in prison he used to fantasize about having her, and she's like, I read your file. You can't even get up because you got sexually abused as a kid. You got trauma and you cannot get an erection. So you can't do anything. Even if you were to rape me, can you rape me? Which is kind of insane. Lincoln and Michael talk, which is kind of insane because the mom lets him. But at the same time, you see the brothers. You see how close they are, right? That's really good. And Michael literally is like, yo, please save Sarah. Please, you can save Sarah. So he sacrificed himself for his girlfriend. You know? My whole trying to be understanding, but it's like, yo, I know how you feel, but we need to help the general because you have Pam. So we're giving out 2 people, not 1. So this is kind of important. I got to the bathroom. I'll be right back. There we go, back. 10% battery is shit. I'm gonna end the video here. What I'll do is I'll connect I got the battery pack, so we're good. 10% shit. So good. I could do this. And I can do this, yeah. We're good. We're good. We're hella good. Okay, quick. Don't worry, guys. Battery isn't a problem, and storage is not a problem.